this same movie again. Windows and doors can't keep me in. I feel my heart underneath my skin. Stack up those dreams, won't let them go. Some way, somehow my day will come. This is my time, gonna light it up. Stepping out into the unknown. Stepping out, oh, stepping out to whatever's coming on. Stepping out, I'm a man on fire. Sounds crazy, but I never lose. Oh, you know I'm gonna give it all I got. Do what I came to do. I'm a man on fire, and my day is overdue. This burn is never gonna stop. Do what I came to do. I'm a man on fire. But back to the wall is how I live my life. I risk it all, put it on the line, then blow it up every single time. It's a big world, I'll take it in. If I don't try, how can I win? This chance might never come again. Stepping out into the unknown. Stepping out, oh, stepping out to whatever's coming on. Stepping out, I'm a man on fire. Sounds crazy, but I never lose. Oh, you know I'm gonna give it all I got. Do what I came to do. I'm a man on fire, and my day is overdue. This burn is never gonna stop. Do what I came to do. I'm a man on fire. Oh, 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 oh. I'm a man on fire. Oh, 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 oh. I'm a man on fire. Stepping out into the unknown. Stepping out, oh, stepping out to whatever's coming on. Stepping out, I'm a man on fire. Sounds crazy, but I never lose. Oh, you know I'm gonna give it all I got. Do what I came to do. I'm a man on fire, and my day is overdue. This burn is never gonna stop. Do what I came to do. I'm a man on fire. I'm a man on I'm a man on fire.
Happy Friday, August 12th, 2022. It's Chris and Mark with the NWA Exchange Podcast, the only podcast you need to know everything about Bella Vista and beyond. We got a nice little show lined up for you tonight. Let's go ahead and get into this. If I can find the button. Yeah, the gremlins, man. The gremlins. How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
Man, it's been a kind of weird week technology-wise. After we did that Facebook Live the other night, you know, the microphone died, so hello, new microphone. The switcher was acting up again. I'm just like, what is going on, man? So I thought I had it lined out. Everything was working until I had to do that reboot. Where you couldn't hear any external audio.
Yeah.
And
well, we're having infrastructure issues up here, man, with the internet and with providers are really with new build outs and what have you. I think that's where we're at with it.
It's just all part of that, build back better. I mean, Oy vey. So it's been a week, man. We had that little impromptu on Wednesday, I believe it was.
Yeah, that was pretty good, man. That was good.
Yeah.
So, man, it's just been, you look, it's Monday, then all of a sudden it's Friday. It's just boom, it's just going by so fast, man. There's just so much stuff going on. I can't even keep track of it anymore.
Seems like every day goes by quicker and quicker. It's just,
I know.
And then you're bombarded with just insanity on top of it.
Yeah, I try to block out as much as possible because that's what it is. It is insanity. So, hey, wanted to go through some of this stuff going on in the area, and POA board meeting coming up Thursday on August 25th. So 6 p.m. Location of that is 98 Clubhouse Drive in Bella Vista. So that's an open forum. You can show up there and ask questions. If you're unable to attend it, if you want to send an email in, you can do that. You can send it to jessicam@bvpoa.com. Just give her at least 24 hours, then they'll pose that question to the POA.
I guess next Thursday at 6 p.m. Wow, man.
The POA meeting, that's at 6. Then right after that Monday, we had the city council meeting that we've been talking about, which is going to be a real hot button. 6:30 p.m. City council meeting over in West Lancashire courthouse.
I heard that this is going to be the one where the proposal for STR is going to be kind of reintroduced. So we just have to see how that one manifests. I'm hopeful that they will have the agenda posted the Friday before, like they normally do. Possibly we could start breaking down that, because everything that's going to be discussed and stuff should be in there.
So
is that before the work session? Maybe that's before the work session.
Yeah, the work session will be the week before, right? So that'll be next week if they're going to do that.
So we should see those proposals.
Well, we should. That's the operative word.
The key word.
My understanding is there's 3 options out there. Whether they present all 3 or narrow them down before then, we won't know. Hopefully, all 3 of those we'll hear next week. Then we can tackle those in our show next week, and get out there Monday, 6:30. Again, if you want to get out there early to sign up, do that. If you want to talk. We got to get out and get involved again, especially with what's going on lately with the 3 for 3 and what have you,
Yeah, I think it's, I'm glad you put the POA board meeting on here on the agenda for things that are going on, though. If you're just tuning in, I hope that you stick around till later on in the show. We have a topic that may be something that you might want to actually go and talk to the POA about and voice your concerns with procedural stuff. So we're gonna show that, and we're gonna break it down and discuss that in a little bit. So stick around. Remember to hit that like button, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you get all those notifications when we go live or post a video. And if you're on the Facebooks, make sure you follow us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you talked to me earlier in the week about the ballots. I did receive mine electronically.
Yeah.
I gave him my 4 no's, buddy.
How about no?
So, I know you talked to me earlier that I didn't get it, and then it did come over an email. So people need to look for that. They were started to be sent out on August 10th, which was Wednesday. So if you haven't received them, check your junk mail, or if you still haven't received them, I would reach out to them. So
I think it's from iTie Vote or something like that, or Tie Vote. But yeah, definitely check that spam folder. It doesn't stick out like a sore thumb in there either, man. So
no, you never know. So it's a good thing. If you didn't get it, reach out to the POA, make sure it's taken care of. So hey, Artist of the Month's coming up here next week, Thursday, August 18th, from 5 to 6:30. It'll be at the Bella Vista Public Library over 11 Dickens Place. It's right off of exit 98. Take your quick right, and it's on the right. So the artist's name is Spend Love.
Spend money on Spend Love. There you go, man.
I don't know, man, but hey, whatever works for you. hey, you know what?
Thankful for local artists and stuff. Obviously,
Yeah,
bringing some
absolutely.
culture and some beauty in the area and stuff. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
I'm not
nothing wrong with
familiar with that artist
yeah.
myself, but I'll have to do a little. I think they have a website or something like that. I couldn't find it, but they did say they do have one. So
I gotta give a shout out to the Bella Vista Public Library too, man. You know, I don't know if they have like a summer reading program, you know, like and they give
oh
away
yeah, I've been seeing them
prizes and
post.
stuff, right? And so like you know, the wife and kid, they, you know, sign up for that every year. It's a good way to keep him engaged reading books throughout the summer.
Right.
But you know, she also partakes in the reading the books and stuff. I read the interwebs. But you know, like she even got a little prize, got some socks and stuff. I mean, they do a really good job at that library. For a small library, it's a great library, man.
Yeah, it is. I've been over there a few times to use their stuff. So yeah, totally agree with you. Hey, the tournament, the POA decided to discontinue the APT WAPT Charity Golf Classic that we were running for 6 years. That was the one that Quinn and I went to, volunteered some time, and we had all that rain. Remember?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it was insane. But they finished the tournament, and apparently it's no more.
They said
after
never
6 years.
again, never again.
Well, I mean, I read the article. It was in the Weekly Vista, but it was confusing. It said something to effect. This is quoted from Tom Judson that due to not being able to secure sponsorships, so they wouldn't be able to do it anymore. And they also felt it was affecting the members of the golf courses. So I don't know. I mean, what, after 5 or 6 years, you're figuring that out. I mean, so there's more complaints than usual. I mean,
McFly.
yeah, I mean, we're only using 2 golf courses. It was Country Club and Highlands, so you weren't using them all. And I guess if it was a situation that was affecting people, then it would have been dead a long time ago. So it's too bad. There's some good golfers coming to this area, and it's a real shame. So I guess their focus now is going to take monies and put them back in the communities, but that's not going to help the golf, bringing talented golfers into this area.
Who was that band back in the day? They sing that go on, take the money and run. That's what they really could have been doing, man. Put it back into the community. What? And you know, they'll provide some more bonuses, I'm sure, for saving money.
Well, they have another big payment they have to put out too, you know?
Yeah.
So you got to tighten the belt a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? So
everybody got to tighten the belt, man, but apparently not. So
I had to throw this in here because, I mean, you know, people want to grill and you think about steaks. I was thinking about that this afternoon, and I saw 10 Box Plus, man. If nobody's ever been in 10 Box Plus, you got to check it out. It's over in Rogers. It's located in 103 North Dixieland.
Okay.
10 Box costs plus because you pay cost and you pay the 10% when you go to checkout.
Okay.
But they always got some really good deals on subprimals and what have you. And I know you love to smoke meat.
Oh yeah.
A lot of deals on pork butts, man. Dirt cheap. This week, $3.86 a pound on T-bones, man. I mean, you can't touch that. I think Walmart's at $11.69 a pound, and some of these local guys here are even higher than that.
10
so
bucks.
10 bucks.
That's the name of that's the name of the store?
Yeah, 10 bucks cost plus.
I'm gonna have to make it over there, man.
Yeah, I have to check that out. The closest one to us is in Rogers, but I hit that once in a while. I'll get the 2-pack of butts. Nobody else is. I mean, for the price, you can't beat it, man. Yeah. You know, you just can't touch it. But $3.86 a pound is a no-brainer for value pack T-bones, and 73% ground beef for $1.97 a pound. You know,
73% though, man. That's a lot of little fatty content to it, brother.
Yeah, man. I usually do
That's
the
good
80
for like
ground
chilies
chuck,
and stuff.
but times are tough right now, brother. That's why I brought that in.
That's a lot of fat right there, bro.
I know. Well, you know, like you said, it's good for chili. Mix it in a little bit, drain it, and hey, people have limited amount of money right now, dude. With inflation the way it is,
some meatloaf.
So yeah, that's not a bad idea either, man. Yeah. So we can get into the topics, or we can hit a break. I mean, how do you want to roll with this?
I say where are we at? We're only 11 minutes in, man. We fired through those, bro. I say we go through a couple of topics. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Actually, Do I have that shot ready? I do not have that shot ready. We'll go a quick break. I'll get that shot ready.
Okay.
All right. Be right back, y'all. If I can find the button. Be right back.
I don't know what you've been told, but this here is not your home. You want some trouble, you want some. Come on in and I'll take hold. These hands will break your bones. You want some trouble, you. When I see you, I see blood in the water. Run deep, it runs deep. Blood in the water. I see blood in the water. Try me, you see blood in the water. I let you know I break down slow. I decompose the styrofoam. Ooh, want some trouble? Ooh, come get some. If you're here to shake my home, I knock you down like diamond doors. You want some trouble? Ooh, when I see you, I see blood in the water. Run deep, it runs deep. Blood in the water. I see blood in the water. Try me, you see blood in the water. I see blood in the water. Run deep, it runs deep. Blood in the water. I see blood in the water. Try me, you see blood in the water.
We're back from that break. I don't know what to tell you, man. This hardware is acting the fool. I'm gonna reach out to the company. I did do the firmware update. I just it's hit or miss when it wants to work, man. I'm not happy. Just say that much. So we're gonna figure this one out with the company.
Yeah, that's what happened. Updates are done, and then you have all these kinks, man. Then everybody has problems, and they finally start fixing them and digging into them.
Yeah.
You know.
So I want to be calling them on Monday to see what I can get resolved.
Yeah.
It is what it is. These are the struggles of a striving producer slash podcast guy and tech guy, and you're still the social media guy and the public relations guy, right? One of these days we'll hire them out, man, and those problems will not be ours anymore.
So always come back.
So Mark, I got up this morning and checked the interwebs and noticed a post from National Public Radio, and I was like, oh, and I texted it over to you. Bro, welcome to the land of the Merry Old Land and the Merry Old Land of Oz, because things just ain't what they seem.
No.
On the web share. Ooh, man, that looks like. See if we can make it a little bigger. Move it over a little bit.
Yeah.
All
so,
right, there we go.
man, I am totally confused now, man. I mean, the CDC was always, hey, COVID rules are going to be, this is the way it's going to be. Now it's like, it's a 360, man.
Well, the thing is every state agency, every state health department, every school, every business, they're like, well, we're following the CDC's guidelines, and we're like, they're just guidelines, man.
Yeah.
These people are not elected in, they're not even like a legit branch. I mean, like they're advisory at best, right?
Yeah.
And when their data was proven to be like skewed, right? People are like, we're just following the guidelines, man. We just following the guidelines. We don't have the ability to make independent decisions based using fact, logic, common reason, and everything else, right? Common sense and all that. No, we're just following the guidelines. See the paper they put out. We're just doing what we're told, right?
Yeah. And people,
so they ruined
really
a ton of people's lives, right? And then now, if you thought you had it rough during the past 2.5, almost 3 years, I guess, right?
Right.
I mean, a few more months, it'd be 3 years, right?
Yeah.
I think you had it rough, man. And you got fed up with that. Don't worry.
It's all going.
Those who were exposed to the virus are no longer required to quarantine, according to the CDC.
At the beginning of this, wasn't it 10 days? It was a 10-day quarantine.
I think it was like a 14-day, man. And then you had to have like a positive, like you had to have like a negative test before you were even able to like be around anybody again, right? Hey, who the hell's giving you a test? Remember, the tests were available back then.
So since the CDC knows everything here, so the unvaccinated people now have the same guidance as the vaccinated people. So the people so let me ask you a question. Are you vaccinated?
What happened to the pandemic of the unvaccinated?
Yeah.
What happened to that?
I am just completely confused now. So if you didn't take the 4 and the booster, are you unvaccinated, technically speaking? If you only took one shot.
Technically, if you only took one shot and you slept in on the day you were supposed to get your booster, right?
Right. You're
then,
unvaccinated.
Then you were
right?
considered unvaccinated. Yeah.
Okay. So if you got 3 shots, you didn't get the 4th and the 5th shot with a booster or whatever, you're unvaccinated, right? I mean, I can't.
You got to do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around too, man. I mean, but yeah, it's like. So again, all the division, all the divisive tactics of the media, talking heads, and agencies, and corporate CEOs and HR people that were just like putting that boot on everybody's back and saying "kiss the curb." We gonna see any apologies for this crap?
Yeah, this is just a CYA.
You think anybody's gonna get an apology?
No,
we're just doing what we were told. Right?
Yeah.
Some people were saying that during some trials over in Nuremberg too, man. We're just doing our jobs, right? You know, we're just doing what we were told, right?
I mean, it's insane. Students can stay in class after being exposed to the virus.
Heck yeah, man. You get COVID. You get COVID. You get COVID. Like an Oprah Winfrey show, man. I'm telling you. It's like everybody gets a prize.
Number 4 is no longer recommended to screen those without symptoms in most settings.
Well, it shouldn't. I mean, like.
Never what it should have been in the first place.
That, like, somebody's like, man, I just decided I was going to go down and get a test. And, my goodness, I got COVID. And I don't even really feel that bad, y'all. Why'd you go get a test, bro?
Yeah. Right.
I mean... we're human, right? We all get sick. We all are susceptible to getting a touch of a virus, and then our immune system does what it's supposed to, and you might have to get under the covers and take some Theraflu and stuff and sweat it out for a couple of days. But usually, if you got a healthy immune system, you pop back in a couple of days, right?
Right.
You know, it might not be 100% in a day or two, but
I think what's sad here is the fact that, and you hit on it at the beginning of this conversation, people look at the CDC for leadership in situations like this and understanding.
They're
And
not a leading authority on anything, man. They're
they
advisory
failed.
at best, and they've
They failed the American people.
they've been politicized, though. They've been politicized,
Right. Yeah.
blatantly,
And this is
blatantly politicized.
right. And this right here, to me, Chris, is a walk back. This is a walk back from the original.
This is more than a walk back, man. I mean, at this rate, man, like anybody who's like had to listen to your kid cannot come to school, so you have to take off work, right?
Yep.
And stay home. And because your kid tested positive for COVID, you have to stay home and isolate and all that as well, even though you're not showing any symptoms, right?
Right.
Think about all those people that they did this to.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Think about it.
Millions of people.
Right? Oh, one person in your business has COVID. Your business has to shut down, right? This ain't a walk back, man. This is like a college drunk the morning after a drunken frat party, and you're doing the walk of shame because you was at the Omega Moo house, man. You know, I mean, like you got in bed with old Bertha over there, man, and you just got that head down. You walk of shame, man. Like this. I mean, I would be like, here's the thing, right? Bring on the lawsuits. That's the only thing that's going to stop this stuff from ever happening again.
Right. Yeah.
There has to be legal precedent set.
This is propaganda, man. This is just propaganda.
Well, here's the thing. Watch this, right? And mark my words, right? You're going to have some governors and some mayors ignoring this guidance.
Right.
You're going to have school teachers who are going to be up in arms about this, right? School's starting soon. If it hadn't already started where you live, school's starting soon. How many teachers are going to refuse to show up for school because of this guidance right here?
Well, and that's the other thing. I noticed there, I don't know if it was Fort Smith or another city I was reading an article on. They were short people going into the school year. I mean, they're short teachers already.
Teachers are already underpaid for one, right?
Right.
But two, you know, it's look at the kids we're sending to the school, man.
Yeah.
Look at these bratty kids these days. You know, I mean,
I'll be honest with you. Do you want to really deal with those shenanigans? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
it's a noble position and a job to educate people.
It is,
but the problem is, it's the politics that's involved, and it's starting from the top, and they're pushing the agenda to these teachers, and just they won't let them teach. Man, that's the problem.
I mean, the teacher, like back in whenever in my day, when I was in school. Teachers found ways to get through to each child in most cases, right?
Yeah.
They found a way to do it. I was fortunate and blessed enough to have good teachers that wouldn't give up on me, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and opportunities, right? Opportunities as well. I'm not a dumb person. Academics bore me, believe it or not. There's somewhat like the way I approached a lot of things whenever I was growing up is how is this relevant to the real world?
Right.
That's
a great question to ask.
Right.
That's a great question.
And I was that way in high school, man, and like probably junior high, man. It's like geometry. If I'm going to be a rocket engineer or designing stuff, then maybe I got an interest in that, right?
Right.
But am I going to use this every day? Does the average American use geometry every day? Trigonometry.
Yeah. And that
I'd be hard pressed to
say
I don't even use algebra every day, bro.
Yeah. And that brings me back to the cookie cutter process in schools. You can't take 30, 35 kids in a classroom and expect them to learn the same way. It just doesn't happen, you know? But to add to what you were saying before, when we were in high school and grade school, the teachers were writing their own curriculum so they could modify things. Now it's coming down from the school districts. You need to teach this, and this is how you need to teach it. And if you deviate from that, we're going to fire you. you know, and that's what's happened. And it takes the spirit away from a teacher to
Yeah.
listen, they have good intentions. They want their kids to succeed. And like you said, you need to change direction sometimes and help kids in the classroom because not everybody thinks the
Yeah,
same
but they're
way.
hard pressed for time. They're hard pressed for, they have their
Yeah,
mandatory trainings that they got to go through. And
sure.
then
sure.
they got all this stuff that's being forced and changing on a daily basis that they got to review and then try to understand and then try to put into a format that they can connect with their kids. It's not an easy job, man. It's not.
Most people have really good intentions when they get into it. But towards the end, it's soul sucking, man. I mean, you talk to teachers, and you see a lot of them. That's why homeschooling is growing for that reason, man.
Yeah.
And people
homeschooling is I see the direct value in homeschooling, right? Especially if you're rural, right? If you're in a rural area, man, you teach the kids the reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Right.
And then you teach the redneckery out on the farm.
Right. Yeah.
And I guarantee you that kid's going to know how to run a farm before he knows all the reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Right. And I know we talked about this before. You don't know what you don't know. If you're not exposed to different things like that, and I know these schools don't have the things like we had, the metal shop, the wood shop, the home economics, electronics classes. People weren't exposed to that, so they don't know if they like it. I could guarantee you any one of those things, if you exposed hundreds of kids to it, I bet you 2-3% of them would
and that's our
gravitate.
labor industry, right? They don't want to expose them to them because then that means they got to have industry for people to go into there and mass numbers to go into there and manufacturing and building stuff, right? Quality stuff, you know, and they don't want that. They want to just send the job order over to China.
Yeah.
And send it back on a boat. And it'll break in 2 years and it's a cycle.
Yeah.
Name stuff that doesn't, dude, that microphone we bought, 6 months ago, right? We bought our gear 6, maybe 7 months ago. Microphone just powered on, just board's done. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, we should be done after everything in this epidemic going on. We need to stop with the offshoring, and we need to shore up our manufacturing. And I know there's a lot of guys out here and a lot of small operators that are trying to do that. They're trying to scale these businesses, micro businesses, to do this manufacturing, and I applaud. I applaud them for that. But there's not enough of those guys, man. We have a guy up here that does that. He does a great job with it, and I'd love to have him on sometime. But they're few and far between, man. They're just there's a certain breed.
I am seeing an upward trend in innovative younger people, though. People who are like in their 20s, being innovative, coming up with an idea. Really going after that idea, right? Manufacturing their own product, getting a patent, designing a product, marketing said product, manufacturing said product, really starting grassroots style. And they're getting their product out there, man. So, you're starting to see an upward trend in that, right? Do you want to work for someone or do you want to be your own boss?
Right. And there's incubators around here and people that can help you with the cash flow and what have you. What's missing is, and in my case too, it's just you got to find mentors, man. You have to find mentors. And I'm going through that process now. I got to find another mentor for what I do. But for a kid, you got to find someone that can help you along and educate you, because you're only going to go so far, man.
Right.
You got to have that person that can push you to the next level and open your eyes to other
accountability
things.
Partner and stuff. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Right. For sure. So, all right, buddy, we kind of beat that one in the ground.
Yeah. On to the next one. Here we go. So this was you sent this to me. I think somebody else had showed me this as well. This was in the Weekly Vista. Was this today or this week? Weekly, right?
Yeah.
So Lynn Atkins, special to the Weekly Vista. It's no longer golf that brings people to Bella Vista. Now it's trails. And Brandon Kelly of the city's Advertising and Promotions Commission. Oh, that's the one that
Doug. Doug.
Council's playing in Doug
Yeah.
chairs, right? Yeah.
Right.
Advertising, amazing that, like, I'm sure this is another right arm propaganda or whatever. I digress. Brandon Kelly of the city's Advertising and Promotions Commission, Discover Bella Vista, is busy ensuring that trails remain a draw. We want to drive traffic to support the restaurants. Keep these in mind. The restaurants and the vacation rentals. He said about his role, he said mountain bikers do spend money in the community, and he has numbers to prove it. Interesting, he's got numbers to prove it. I'd like to see those numbers published somewhere, since this is a taxpayer-funded endeavor.
Well, we did ask for these numbers.
We've asked for those numbers.
Or heck, we've been asking for a few years now. We still haven't seen them.
Based on hold on, let's finish this out. Based on projections, we are expecting restaurants and short-term rentals to generate at a minimum $26,275,900 in gross revenue in 2022. He said, "Bro, if that ain't lipstick on a pig." You ever look at your salary, right? Have you ever looked at your pay stub? You're like, gross, man, I'm rich. And then, like, it's the thing you do with, like, every young kid that has just started working, that first paycheck. You want to video that, man. You want to video that moment when they open up that envelope and they're like, they read the gross, man. And they're like, man, I made, $700 on this paycheck for the week.
I remember.
And then they look at the net. You look at the net, right? And that's like a third
Everybody
of that, right?
goes. Yeah, I remember my dad saying that. I showed him my first check. I think it was picking tobacco, and I was so excited. And I'm like, wow, it was like $198 or something like that, and the net was $119. I said, what happened to the $80? He said, that's Uncle Sam.
You get to pay that for the privilege of working.
That's what he said. You have the privilege to work, and you're going to pay federal and state taxes on top of that.
So to quote gross numbers as like okay, you're telling, you're putting it in the guise that the city is bringing in $26,275,900. Right. When in reality, what is the city's take of this? And then on top of it, remember I said taxpayer funded, right? This is a taxpayer funded endeavor by the taxpayers of Bella Vista. Discover Bella Vista is actually a city entity that's contracted, and I want to see the books on this. I've asked for it from a city council member. I haven't seen it. I don't believe it's published anywhere. Hey, Dougie. Can you explain to me for 30 minutes of why it's not published? Yeah. Anyhow, I want to see the numbers, right? And I want to see what the actual revenue is, because I do believe the gross numbers are maybe around there. But why is Discover Bella Vista, a taxpayer-funded entity, promoting the POA's restaurants, right, that are subsidized by the POA membership? Where we're paying fees for advertising and promotion of said amenities. We're paying fees subsidizing the operation of these places. Right. But we're also paying city taxes to advertise for these things too.
Right. Yeah, I mean, all completely valid points. Troubling to me. Still haven't seen a P&L on that. I don't really care about gross. Like you said, gross revenues don't mean anything. Return on investment means to me. I want to know what the spend is and what the payback is. And that's all I need to know. I mean, we talked about this. We went through it with the restaurants. I mean, they were upside down. They were in the red.
Looks like they're actually promoting this other private person that does Bella Vista Eats. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
So So this is going to come up again. I mean, this is the conversation we got to have. I'd like to have it detailed, like you said, broken down where the spends are coming.
Yeah, I want to see a line item accounting of what the heck you guys are doing. For real.
Yeah,
how much money? First off, what's your budget? What's the approved budget for this endeavor? Right.
Right.
And then
Right.
on top of that, how much money are you spending on
Right.
Facebook ads? How much money are you spending on video production?
Right.
How
Right.
much money are you spending on event promotion and
Right.
advertising for POA stuff that they should be advertising, right?
Right.
That I'm paying POA dues for, and now they're trying to raise. Because,
Yeah,
times are tough, y'all.
Well, maybe, I mean, Doug, he's leading this, so he can answer these questions.
He should
I'm
be
sure.
able to answer it, but no, he's going to do word salad to explain it to me.
No, word salad's over with now, man. I mean, we
Can
got
I
to
get
get
some
down to
ranch
the
with that
details.
word salad, man? You know, I mean, like, give me some ranch. You know,
I mean, what do you got to do to cough up? What do we have to do to cough that up, man?
Well,
you know?
I reached out to a city council member and asked for the budget again. Right. I
Yeah.
want to see the budget. I think that there's a there. I don't know. I want to look at it. I want to analyze it. Put my brain cells to it. Maybe.
Well, the only
maybe
thing
they
you
ain't
can
spending,
take,
but maybe they ain't spending that much. I don't know. But I want to know.
The only thing you can surmise by this is that they're hiding something because they haven't disclosed anything.
Well, just to even do a news article like this, or maybe this is a letter, right? I don't know. I don't know who Lynn Atkins is. All I want to say is, man, to sit there and say, well, based on the projections, so you're projecting for one, you're
Right.
looking at gross revenue. You're not actually looking at like maybe the city you rent out your house for a week at $100 a night, right?
Well, they're only getting
So that's $700. What do you think what is the tax revenue that the Advertising and Promotion Commission is actually taking in from that?
feud out. Well,
About $350?
What they said 1% or 2%, right? 1% city, and the other one was the hotels and restaurants, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what we discussed before. So.
It's just this goat math, man. I mean, like, this is what I call goat math. I mean, like, you're doing some quasi goat math to make this sound good,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Well, a simple spreadsheet should be able to
Right.
break this down. I mean, either way, you have to do your taxes, so this should be disclosed.
Yeah,
and
gross and then net. Gross
simple
and net,
income,
right?
Yeah, simple income statement with detail on it. That's
Right.
all I'm asking for. I
That's
don't
what
think
I'd
it's
like
a
to
lot.
see. I'd like to
I
see
mean,
it.
a POA, we're all POA members.
I mean, we're
and-
discussing the legislation regarding this stuff
yeah.
soon.
Yeah,
This
you
all
can't-
stuff should be publicly available so everybody can make an informed decision whenever they speak to their council members either in favor or against it. The legislation, I mean, right?
Right.
So, I don't know.
Well, I mean, we have the meetings
Sad
coming
we
up.
even got to ask these questions. It's
Yeah,
called
I mean, I'm
transparency.
going to continue to act.
It's
I'm
called
gonna continue-
transparency, y'all. It's
Or
called
lack of.
transparency. That's
You
all
know,
we
I mean,
want.
Yeah, I mean, we have a right to see those numbers and see how the money's being spent. I mean, at the end of and it needs to be detailed. It's going to be detailed anyways, Chris. When they go to submit their
I
taxes,
feel like that dad in that 70s show, man. Was it Red Foreman?
yeah,
It's just like I see stuff like, and I feel like the parents of that show, dumbass. You know, I mean, like it's just this stuff should be like in the forefront, especially if this is a hot button topic. You should be. Did you know? Did you
Right.
know? Put that
Right.
link out there, right?
Right.
Feel free
Yeah.
to review this. If there's any discrepancies, feel free to reach out, right? No.
well, we're going to have more conversation on it. It's not going to go away. I mean, this isn't the first time other people, Steve McKee has asked about
He's
it.
asked
You know what I mean?
about it, yeah.
There's other people have asked about it. So, I mean, you can go and throw numbers out all you want. That's fine. Yeah, they
Yeah.
might be legitimate, but we still need to see the books to see where the spend is. And at the end of the day, like I said, it's return on investment. If you got a negative return on investment, then I mean, it's all matchsticks, man. You know what I mean?
It really is. That's what it boils down to.
You know, if you're spending more than you're taking in. So,
Moving on. Yeah, Mule. Here we go. Citizens of Pea Ridge, Arkansas. So you wanted this one on there. You saw a post. I saw a post today, too.
Yeah, not
Different
only
school
this was,
district.
yeah. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead
no, no,
with
no.
it.
You go ahead, man.
Yeah, so I'm reading this and I'm like, what is this gender identity lessons? I mean, it's a handbook it says fill out and send to school if you're interested in opting your kids out gender identity. What are they doing in there?
I want to
first
see the
place?
numbers on how many parents opt out versus opt in on this.
I-
In Pea
I
Ridge,
mean,
Arkansas, man.
It's just so confusing to me, man. I mean,
So it says
Oh.
the post, high school parents. I didn't read the entire student handbook, but was looking for this form. The last page in 170-page document. Fill out, send to school if you are interested in opting your kids out of gender identity lessons. The form, 5.6 F2, student opt out of instructions, event, or activity regarding sex ed, sexual orientation, or gender identity. I have reviewed the list of curriculum materials, test survey. Did they provide a list? I don't know, right? From a student, must be excused, sex ed, sexual orientation, or gender identity. Why are we like teaching any like orientation at all, right?
That's
Sex
what I'm
ed's
saying.
one thing, right?
Why is it necessary? That's what I'm thinking. So this was approved by the school
board.
This was approved by the superintendent. This is approved by the county. I mean, it's ridiculous. So,
Right.
we're going to put that in your documents. And if you want to opt out, so now you got to go.
At least they're providing the opportunity. Hey, I got to say, at least they're providing the opportunity, right?
But why don't you go in the other direction and not put it in the handbook and say, let us know.
That's not inclusive, all right? So at least they're providing the opportunity for parents to say, hell no, to the no, 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 hell no, no.
You know
Where
what?
is hell no? Where is Bucky Bullwinkle? I think I took him off the audio deck. I did.
I think you make some good points. I'd like to know how many opt out. I think that's a fair question. I don't know when that's due, but I'll reach out to them and find out.
We're not asking for personally identifiable information either, right? We're just
I wanna
asking
know
for
what the
statistical
percentage.
numbers of how many parents in Pea Ridge, Arkansas opted their kids out versus opted in. Now, was this a good use of taxpayer money, right?
Yep.
To even include in the curricula.
Yep. So who's qualified?
It's called reading the room, right?
So who's qualified to be teaching that class, by the way?
Don't give me. Maybe they had that party up there at the old Lowen Springs Pavilion at the Gear.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
We live in a crazy world, man. Wait, there's more on this topic. Fayetteville Public Schools did something similar. What do we got there, man? Same
This is
deal.
a confidential form when you fill it out and turn it in. The purpose of this gender study support plan is to create shared understandings about how the student's authentic gender identity will be accounted for and supported at school. School staff, caregivers, and the student should work together to complete this document. Ideally, each person should spend time completing the various sections to the best of his or her ability. Wait a minute. What if you don't identify as gender? Did you just, oh my gosh, man, that's not an inclusive document to begin with. All right.
Yeah.
I'm offended. Ideally, each person should spend time completing the various sections to the best of his or her ability. And then meet in person to review those sections and confirm shared agreements about using this plan.
Right.
Please note that a separate form will be used to allow the student to formally communicate information about a change in his or her gender status at school.
I think that parents are more incapable of sitting down with their kids and having these conversations. I don't think we need school administration.
Now here's where it gets scary. Parent guardian involvement. Because this is for the student to fill out. Right? This is for a student to fill out.
Right.
Is the parent or guardian aware of the student's gender status? Circle yes or no. Level of support for the student's gender status. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If the support level is low, what considerations should be accounted for in implementing this plan? So you're making special considerations for a student, right?
Right. So if they put the level of support low,
I think
then
this
they
is
make
crossing a line between private and personal and professional relationships. Period.
Yeah. Well, my other question is, so if that is the case, are they disclosing that to the parents? Are they calling the
I don't know.
parents?
It
on
says
this conversation?
confidential at the top. So
Well, I mean, these are kids. Keep in mind. I mean, if they're not the majority of 18, they're still kids. You know, they have parents, so the parents disclose, or are you going around their back and doing
school
something?
staff, caregivers, and who this document so it's bizarre. School staff,
is.
caregivers, and the student. What parent maybe? Is that what they mean by caregiver, or what is this caregiver role?
Yeah. I guess it is as they diminish the role of the school's responsibility.
You're no longer a parent. You're a caregiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
This we're redefining things like, I don't know, the recession, right? Inflation. Right?
This is just crazy, man. I mean, this is just
Apparently
nutty.
inflation's gone this month, by the way, or month of July. It's gone.
You're going to get to a point that these people are just going to start pulling their kids out again more and more, and they're just not. These public schools just won't exist.
I think that we can blame
schools.
stuff like this for somebody getting to that point where they pulled out a gun on the golf course this week.
Dude, you don't roll up.
Get
on
off
some-
my lawn! So, playing through, bitches. I don't know. Like hell, you are.
You don't tee off, man, until the people are off the green.
Oh my gosh, man! Who's that guy? I didn't know Clint Eastwood was playing golf in Bella Vista this week. Oh my gosh! But yeah, these are the things happening in your school, right? So don't worry about the Department of Justice putting you on a bad boy domestic terrorist list for going in and mouthing off to the school board about these type of things, right? Stand up for your kids. Stand up for your community. If you disagree with this, go and ask those hard questions like, how many people were in favor of this? How many people were not in favor of this? Ask the questions.
Yeah. I'll reach out to P Ridge and see if we can get an answer. Maybe I'll get the same answer I got when I called the state or when I called Washington, D.C. Remember when I called them about I still haven't got that sheet there.
What was that? What was
for the unethical behavior there. Remember I reached out to them.
Was that the crickets? Was that the crickets?
That's about what it was, man. Crickets. That's all we got, man. That was it.
I know.
So since you brought up the golf thing, that's what I was talking to you yesterday about. I'm over on the west side of Bella Vista, and I get on the ramp, and I'm heading southbound, right, on 71, and I'm going, take that left.
What do you mean you get on the ramp?
Well, to get onto the ramp. I was coming down Lancashire. I took a right on the ramp.
Oh, okay.
Southbound.
Right by the police department.
Right?
Yep.
I look up, 2 cruisers are blowing up on me with lights, dude. I said, okay, here we go, man.
You were like, damn this podcast. They finally did. They finally got me in trouble, man.
So I'm like, what's the deal, man? I pull, so they pull back a little bit. I'm like, what's the deal? I'm pulling over a little bit more. So I'm like, okay, I'll pull over to the left side. So I go over to the left side. They pull forward and they go down a little inlet and start cutting it into the golf course. And I believe that's Kingswood there. Kingswood Golf Course right there.
It's freaking Dukes of Hazzard.
So
we didn't have it going on, or something, man.
Yeah, they got their lights going and everything. I mean, it was just crazy. And I'm like, what's going on? So long story short, apparently they got a call. There was some disgruntled foursome players out there, and I guess someone was finishing up on the link or on the hole, and I guess they weren't completely off, and they took the the other foursome were driving. So I guess apparently there was some overlapping or some words exchanged, and one of the gentlemen decided he had enough and pulled a gun. Pulled a gun, man. You know. Hey, it's I know you like the Wild West.
Look, you ain't even safe on a golf course no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's crazy, man.
Look, I don't know, maybe, but I guarantee you somebody's out there. See, that's why we should ban guns, right? So nobody can have them on a golf course.
Yeah, so I don't know all the details, man. Those guys were coming in there hot like it was a bank robbery or something, man. You know what I mean?
So I've been looking for the bandit, man. Like for real, the cops. Like, calm down, load it up and truck it. We gonna do up this. For real, man. Like you just drive. Officer, I'm just driving. He's bound to down.
Well, I couldn't figure out what they're doing, Chris, because I'm taking a left in Trafalgar there at the light, and I'm like, these guys are blowing across the walking trail and stuff, and I'm like, they're getting the lights blaring and everything, or lights going on, and I'm like, what the heck, man? You know?
Well, obviously, hey, good job. Thank you, Bella Vista Police Department, for going and showing up, especially when somebody pulls a gun on somebody on a golf course. I mean, just let them play through or something, man. You know, I mean, like it ain't worth it. Is golf really worth your life, man? Mouthing off to somebody on a golf course, you know, there was alcohol involved in that.
I think. Yeah, I'm sure. You know, I mean, you just sometimes you just got to bite your tongue, man, and just wait for them to get off that hole, then drive. Man, I've been there. There's guys that are sitting there dogging you, man. They're in you know the middle of the fairway, dude, right? And they're looking around at the ball for 20 minutes. I'm like, dude, drop a freaking ball, man. You know, you got four guys behind you. There's another four behind them. No. I mean, drop a ball and hit it and take.
This is why you don't play with the special ball, all right? Like the ball that was given to you by your former boss. Like you don't play. You're supposed to put that on a shelf somewhere and play with like a ball that, like, if you lose it, just drop the ball and keep on moving.
I'm just surmising how this could have went down. That's probably exactly what happened. He got aggravated and like this knucklehead is not.
My boss is no longer alive. Gave me that ball. I need that ball. That's my lucky ball. I've done 3 hole-in-ones with that ball. I have to find that ball.
Right. I mean, it's just common courtesy, right? I mean, listen, I'm not trying to justify it. Play
through, guys, right? I mean, that's all it should have been. It should have never been like anything other than that. Y'all can play through.
Right. Yeah, for sure. There's no rhyme or reason to it, but yeah, I'm sure, like you said, there's alcohol involved, and it's an unfortunate situation. But thank God nobody got their head blown off. Well, you know, it's been worse.
I would just say, you know, pulling a gun on somebody is a very serious thing, right?
Yeah.
You never pull a gun on anybody unless you fully intend to use that, right?
Yeah.
And you have a genuine fear for your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These before these, okay? These before these. You know, that's all I'm saying, right?
Yeah, we're living in strange times, man. This kind of stuff's happening. So, you know.
What are we going to do? All right, let's move on to a little break. Come back, and I think, are we through? Are we through the topic?
No, we
got a couple
more things.
A couple more topics. Bag fees. TikToks.
Yeah.
Those should go pretty quick. And then rules and regulations meeting and some revelations.
There we go.
We'll be right back, y'all.
I don't know what you've been told, but this here is not your home. You want some trouble, you want some. Come on in and I'll take hold. These hands will break your bones. You want some trouble, when I see you, I see
are back from that short little break. Shout out to Rob out at Nasty's Float Shop. Saw some pictures of the shop, man. They did a.
Oh yeah, I did see that earlier today.
Yeah, they did some upgrades on the shop and some reorganizing, and man, it looks great in there, man. It looks snazzy. What I said, it looks snazzy. But yeah, man, he's plugging away, man. And if you're wanting to try something, you know, if you used to skateboard whenever you were young, or snowboard or wakeboard, you got any board experience, I encourage you to go down there, talk with the guys at the float shop, hop on a one wheel. They'll get you comfortable. They'll teach you a couple of things.
Yeah.
They rent them, and I mean, I'm telling you, it's like that interview with Rob, man. We got to actually sit down and do another interview with him too. As things
absolutely.
have
That was
progressed.
fun. Yeah, that was a good time.
But you know, they're doing pretty good down there, man. And you know, Float Fest, Float Life Fest 5 is coming up in September. Amped Electric Games is around the corner out at the Benton County Fairgrounds.
Are we going to get out and do that live?
Yeah. I want to go out there. I've been talking with Seth about providing some material and technological support, photography, video, live streaming stuff.
So what are you thinking? Bringing the RV out there and we just do it live?
I'm going to set up a meeting with Seth to sit down and talk. It's like I have to talk with him and this other tech guy that's, you know, filling in some stuff. I'm going to fill in some gaps. I'm going to talk with the tech guy and figure out what his capabilities are and then see how we can tie their capabilities into ours, and then provide some services for live streaming and advisement and consulting and stuff. Yeah. So it may turn out to, you know, like if I've got a lot of gear out there, we're going to try to put the cable camera up and stuff.
Dude, that'd be cool, man. That would be awesome. I mean, it's going to be around the corner. We only got a few more weeks, man.
A couple weeks, man. I think it's like 3 weeks before that kicks off. So got to set up a meeting with Seth and sit down and talk with him, with my buddy Troy, who's doing, you know, he's got an up and coming business, NWA, In Motion Action Videography. So, you know, we're all kind of collaborating together, trying to be supportive. You know, you brought up the mentor thing and just being supportive of people trying to do their own small business and stuff. But yeah, it may turn into, man, this is a lot of work. I'm going to just bring the RV out, and that way if I get tired or hot or anything like that, I can go lay down for a few minutes. And
that'd be awesome. We could do the show live.
I'm here, and this is my rate, and we'll just see what happens, man.
Are those going to happen during? Are they going to be under the lights? Is that going to be during the day? I mean, is it going to be? How's that?
I think it's all day, man. I think it's all day. Hopefully, the weather. I think we're going to see a change in the weather, though. I think the weather's going to turn here in the next week or so. Tonight was like one of the first nights we got to sit out kind of out front, and
it was nice.
It wasn't. I mean, nice breeze and stuff, and so it was pretty all right. So moving along.
So Walmart.
Thank you to our one dedicated viewer, Kevin, up in Kansas City, that's been watching this whole time. We really appreciate you. Obviously, you realize. I mean, I feel like I should invite you to Christmas dinner or something, man. I mean, you got that type of relationship at this point, but who knows? All right. So you sent this to me. Tell me more about this.
Okay. We put in orders like most people do now online, and we do a pickup on it. So I'm sitting there, we're going through the orders, and Michelle probably initiates it, and you know, I'll find stuff I want to put on there, you know, the candy and the sodas and all that other good stuff that's good for you, you know. So I'm going through the thing, and I'm like, what is this? This store in the area that requires a fee per bag used by grocery orders. I'm thinking, things are so tight for Walmart, they're squeezing us even more now.
Wait a minute. We were giving bags back to Walmart. Like, they have those bins out front to give them back to them for recycling and stuff, right?
This is what troubles me. The fact that, so here's how it works. The ones we get are in the plastic bags, right? So if I don't want to pay a bag fee, what do? Return all your bags and you just put them in my freaking, my name on it, so then you use them again? I mean, how does this, so I continue to pay a bag fee? So here's the problem with this. I do my order, right? And it gives you a certain amount of time to add on to that order. So what are they going to do? They're going to use more bags anyways. You know what I mean? If I need to get another 3 or 4 items, they're just going to run down the aisles and pick those things up and put them into the same existing bags.
I think we can fix this and just, I don't know, man. You know how these ideas just pop into my head, right? Ask them for an absurd number of tomatoes. You know them tomatoes that are just like. No, I'd prefer that you just hand them off to me, right? Like I want like 73 Roma tomatoes.
Well, think about the income generation.
Right? I mean, like they're gonna put it in a bag or a box anyway, right?
Think about this though. 15 to 20 bags, Chris. If it was a 5 cents, okay, that's 75 to $1 for one person. These stores.
What store was this? If you don't mind me asking.
That's Walmart. That's Walmart.
Walmart did it? Like this is popping up on there, like when you do the online order,
yes,
right?
Yes. And
so not only are you
everywhere.
having us check ourselves out if we choose to frequent your store, but now you're like, no, you're gonna pay for bags too, man.
But this is an income generator. Apply that across how many customers they have, and just take $1.
Maybe we could have just like, no, Chris, shut up. You're going to get in trouble.
If they have 20,000 people going through there in a week, right? And they're getting them $1 on the bags.
Can you BYOB? Can you bring your own bag?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then you're going to generate over $1 million of cost to us. Think about that. Now generated across how many stores they have. I mean, it could be $1 billion when you get done, man. I mean, I don't know what they're going to charge. 2, 3, 5 cents, a dime. I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know.
Are they adding a parachute cost if you do that drone delivery? I mean, are they going to individually drop tomatoes down to you from a drone?
I don't know. Drone costs will be just extra. I mean, it'll be
Come
crazy.
on, man. This is hypocrisy, right? Okay,
I know. Well,
you can get something delivered via a drone to your house, but if you order food, you have to pay extra for bags.
Right. Yeah.
How much money isn't? I mean, like I'm going to ask this question: how much money? First off, is everybody okay with just keep on feeding this
the machine? The machine.
Like, are you okay with that? Like, I mean, like
machine, man.
I would almost go as far to say it's dang near a monopoly.
Yeah.
Where we live, I think it is. Right.
So the last 2 quarters then make their numbers. This is another gimmicky thing you can put on the bottom line, dude. This is another thing you can pad it.
It's been a minute. It's been a long minute since I've been in a Walmart.
Dirty, man. This is so dirty.
It's been a very long minute since I've been in a Walmart. Going to Walmart, you need to pick up a last minute item. So I zip up in there. And like they had one aisle like where a human checked you out. It's like a corral now. I'm just amazed. Right. It's a corral.
But what's even troubling is the fact that, like you just mentioned that there, you're alienating your customer base, but what do? You double down. You double down with a bag fee. I mean, if you really want to piss people off,
this is why I don't shop there, man. That's why I still prefer to shop at hometown places, Harps, Allen's. I mean, like, I don't. If I have to check myself out, probably not going to see me there. Why?
Right.
Why, you ask? Like, if I go to Lowe's, do I ever use the self-checkout at Lowe's? No. Why? Because I don't get my veterans discount there. Right?
Yeah.
Don't get it there. Do I feel that I should be I'm putting stuff in the cart. Right? I'm pulling stuff out of the cart. In some, like most cases, I turn the UPC code up, like on anything I buy in the store, flip it over, turn the UPC code up right there. I roll it around. They're like, oh, awesome. Beep, 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 beep. They nail it. I'm like, oh, you missed that. Beep. All right, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Pay. I'm out the door and like, I am not the guy that you're waiting on. I'm not sitting there like, well, it was $2.99. It was listed for $2. Like, it happened today, right? Go up to the store, buy stuff. Lady buys like 12 water bottles. They were like on set 4 for whatever. She bought like 12.
Yeah.
And then the lady that was cashing her out was like, well, I'm not aware of that. So she grabs a bottle and walks all the way back. And I'm just sitting there like, whatever, man. I need a moment to just check my email anyway. I'm just chilling out, right? But then, like, she sees me and she's like, oh, you got it all up already. Yeah. She's like, beep, 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 done.
Right.
Push my card out to the car, throw the stuff in the car, done.
Yeah.
Efficiency, buddy.
I know.
In and out in 10 minutes or less, man.
I know. I wish more people were like that, but they aren't, man. You know? So, well, we beat that dog.
Yeah, I mean, on to the next. Bang. Alan West, man. I'm not talking about Batman. All right?
Yeah. So
I'm talking about Alan West. He's actually running for he's Colonel, right?
Yeah.
Colonel Alan West.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, I enjoy watching him. Yeah, I listen to him here and there. Yep.
But this poor guy. Yeah, he's running I think he's running for governor of Texas. Right?
Oh, is he?
I believe he's running for governor of Texas. He did a post, man, 941. We've been on the platform for over a year.
Yeah.
Not one community strike, not one notification. We hit 1 million views in less than 12 hours on Wednesday regarding Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
2 million yesterday. Then this, while multiple reports of fake imposter accounts go unheeded and unchecked. He's a verified account on there. Say what you will about the platform. It is the one way to get the message out. The big tech oligarchs don't want you to have a voice, and the midterms are coming. We have seen this time and time again, y'all.
Yep.
His account was permanently banned because he was discussing a relevant topic in America. Like, I mean, this is the same crap. I mean, like this.
It's out of the same playbook, Chris.
The same crap, right? We're going to silence Donald Trump off of social media platforms during an election cycle.
Right.
Right?
Right. And the other one is unable to confirm your identity, dude. That they love using that one. They love using that one.
Well,
so
I mean, when we started the podcast,
playbook.
I got hit up. Your account has the ability to reach a bunch of people. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. It's been reaching a bunch of people till you guys play your monkey games. But whatever, right? Well, they want me to verify my identity. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and upload my state issue ID, and now you know, like, now the feds know exactly where to come and get me, right? You know, whenever I cross the line of what I should or should not say. Right? Sounds conspiracy theorist, right? It really does. I get it. Chris, are you going off the deep end? No, I'm not. I'm not. It's not a conspiracy theory when it's actively happening anymore, right? This is actively happening. Quit calling it a theory.
Right. Yeah, there's factual information.
Like
well,
it's bad when the fact checkers have been proven false so many times. But yet we still call people conspiracy theorists, but we're not actually calling mainstream media conspiracy theorists.
Well, how about the company out of India? Remember the company out of India that tried to put us down, man? You remember that?
Yeah.
They made up a bunch of fictitious stuff and they made a run at us. Then, then they realized that none of it was accurate.
Right.
I mean, it's a shame. This is what we're talking about. This is
but it's happening. It's happening everywhere. It's happening in your local communities. It's happening on these local, not so neighborly neighbors groups and super happy, positive people's groups.
Well, they try to control the narrative.
They control a narrative.
Right. And it's a money-making machine, and people are oblivious to it and keep on riding that train, man. Someday they're going to wake up. I see it every day. Someone posts something. Well, why did you remove my post? Well, the reason why they remove your post is because it doesn't follow their narrative. Okay? They like to control your thoughts and what you want to put out there. My suggestion is you remove yourself from that equation.
Right.
Quit
feeding the beast, man. It's like we said, quit feeding the beast, right?
Right.
Like people are like, oh man, the Waldens are building this new apartment complex and stuff. Cool, man. You work for them? Yes, I do, man. It's awesome, right? So you're giving your money back to the places, the people that are employing you, man.
Right. Right.
Like I'm cool with people owning businesses and owning property and doing things for the community and stuff. But I mean, at some point, we have to, like, when you're being at, like, over in the UK right now, people are being asked to shower, like, on a schedule now, right? To conserve water.
Crazy.
In a historically wet ass country. I mean, like, that country is like swamp ass down in Louisiana. It's got water everywhere, man. Right? You know, I mean, but they don't have, they historically have never had a drought, but now they got water problems over there.
Right. It's control.
Right.
Control.
We're going to ask you, it's like Nancy, right? We're telling you what to do and not to go get hair appointment, like not go get your hair did, you know, tough it out. You stay home, save lives, right? But then she's like running around in a bougie hair appointment place, no mask on, doing her. These people are hypocrites.
Right.
You talk about reducing your carbon footprint, but yet you've got families, literal families, owning majority of a state.
Right.
How's that working out for the carbon footprint, y'all?
Yeah.
Eat what you're saying, right? Eat what you're saying.
Right.
Good for the goose, good for the gander. Flying around in your jets, flying around in your personal planes that I mean they ain't efficient. I guarantee no World War II planes are efficient, right?
Right. Yeah.
Go over here over Lake Ann, just doing little aerial stunts and stuff, though, right? Yeah. Save the planet, though, right?
Do as I say, not as I do, man.
Exactly. You know? So the title of this podcast, right? Welcome to the land of Oz. Pay no mind to the people behind the curtains. Right.
Yeah.
Keep on feeding the beast, though, y'all. Keep on feeding it.
Yeah, very true. So the last one we're going to sort of wrap up here, POA meeting.
Oh, gosh. So you sent me the link yesterday.
So I was watching it. It just popped up, and I was in between something. I said, I got to watch what's going on. And to my surprise, I don't know if you have the video on that.
I do have the video on that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put out this disclaimer because there's a disclaimer on their video that you can't use the video. You can't use the video. It's kind of like our disclaimer, right? You can't use the video unless you use the video in its entirety. Well, I'm going to provide the link to people to use it, but I don't think that this disclaimer is actually applicable to a property owner because I am the POA. So I can use this video footage.
You're a member.
I'm a member. I'm a current standing due-paying member of the Bella Vista POA. Right. Therefore, this is my property. This is my property, right?
Technically,
this is my damn video. So I can use this video however I see fit. I'm using this video for educational purposes to educate other POA members that may or may not be watching this podcast. But what I'm going to say is there was a rules and regulations. You sent me this link. I analyzed this last night. And, bro, I got to tell you, something stinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like something stinks like
Hey, there's some bullshit.
something stinks, bro. All right. Now we're gonna play this, we're gonna get into it, right? But we're gonna play this little segment right here of this. I'm gonna frame this up a little bit better for our viewers.
Yeah.
This is the creme de la creme of the podcast. Pay no mind to the people behind the curtains, right? Well, I think we found a person behind the curtain. And we're going to break it down. Just like, dot. All right, let's make this pretty for everybody. I want this part to be good because we're probably going to pull a short out of this part and post it to all the social medias. We'll make it a little bit bigger. Get rid of that corner over there. All right, are we ready? Everybody ready? Everybody who's watching ready? Okay, we got 2 viewers. I love y'all, by the way. I love y'all. Shoot me an email, Chris at nwaexchange.com. You get a Christmas card. All right, here we go. Let's get to it. Let's see if we can get to it. This, I think she's explaining. I think it's somewhere around.
I'm sitting there. It ran for 46 minutes. Yeah, but
it's somewhere around here.
When I saw it, that's when I sent it to you. I'm like, I can't believe what they just did. You know.
Well, yeah, and I analyzed it and sent you a late night text message on it, but
too much going on right now.
All right, So they're nominating a new chair.
Yeah.
It's fitting that you be the chairman of this committee, is my thoughts on it.
And they can't do their mics right. So I'm sorry about the
I
audio.
don't really see that. Did you have any comment on it?
It's a no, okay, back up just a hair. Then we'll have the full story.
One policy that I would like you, let's
Go into this other
follow-
thing
follow,
first, right?
What you just stated, and then I do want to pay attention to one policy in particular.
Okay. Okay, the next order of business is to elect a chair for this year. And with that said, I'm all for running for it, but I think it needs to be spread out, and I'd like to nominate JB, if I can do that.
Any member of the committee can nominate any other member of the committee.
I'd like to nominate looks down JB.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like that conversation didn't happen before the meeting. You know?
And Jan, do you have any comments?
Well, I would like to nominate you, I think, as the vice chair, that it's fitting that you be the chairman of this committee.
So basically, she said, "Hell no to the not to the nomination." Okay, cool. Keep watching.
Is my thoughts on it.
I don't really see that. Did you have any comment on it?
It's a good point. I mean, it's a valid point, but it's not necessarily set up that way. She's just making the point that you have that experience as the vice chair, so that's why she's doing that.
Yeah, I think that JB would be great. I just honestly, I would decline the vote. Thank you, but I've got too much going on right now where I can just handle certain things, and that would work for me.
Oh, JB's over there in full agreement. Look at that. Like a freaking bobblehead, man.
So,
Who's the other committee member that we're missing? Is it just
Mike,
Mike?
yeah.
He's the only other one, right?
So
Yeah,
the
he's
full
not
committee's not there? Okay, cool.
well, I guess we need to have a second, huh?
We need to have a second.
Nomination.
I think you can go ahead and vote.
Oh, you can go ahead and vote. This is the POA attorney, right? Yeah, you go ahead and vote
that's
without a
Doug.
second.
That's Doug. Look at how uncomfortable Doug is with his
Right.
hand to his
Wait a
chin.
minute.
He's like,
Aren't you supposed to have a second before proceeding
Yes.
with the board rules? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Am I crazy? Am I living in Neverland? Or the land of Oz? The land of Oz is where I'm living, man.
This is
You don't
just
need a
crazy.
second, right?
Right.
Nobody. Okay. He talked to the other lady.
Right.
Tom's over there. Let's just get through this shenanigans. All right. This is all
So-
scripted. May or may not be.
So
possibly.
Jan reverted back to Jerry Barron to continue to do it because she's got a vote of no confidence having JB do it. That's
Right.
That's what that was about. It's like, hey, you.
Nobody seconded this. Right.
Right.
Just going on the record. Right. Okay. Everybody who if you pull up Bella Vista POA YouTube rules and regulations, August 11th, 2022. Nobody gave this a second. Therefore, according to the rules that they're using, right,
Right.
should have never proceeded.
Right. Yeah.
Should have never proceeded. But no, not in old merry old land of Oz. Here we go.
Nobody's. Yeah.
Well, then, do you have somebody else or anything that you'd like to vote?
It'd either be myself or Mike, wouldn't it? I don't know. I know JB is terribly busy, so.
He's terribly busy.
Busy.
I just know that JB is terribly busy, and are you looking at, are you in favor of taking the chairman position?
Totally.
Totally. Of
Turn
course.
your
she
mic
is.
on,
Very
JB.
organized, and my experience is in different areas, but to me, it's a synergy, and it brings everything together. I've done things like this for 20 years, rules and regs. So I feel like I might have the experience to help
Look
us
at
get through
Doug.
this quickly. And yes, I would love to do it.
Okay.
Okay, all those in favor of letting JB be the chair, say aye or raise your hand.
Do I get to vote?
Yeah, you,
All those in favor of JB being our chair of the R&R committee, say aye or raise your hand. It passes.
Like they were forced, man.
Yeah.
This should not have proceeded
Do I have to
at
move, or
all
can I just stay right?
without the full board there, right, or committee there. But
This is
without a second, it should have never even proceeded.
Right.
Am I correct or am I wrong? Maybe I'm
No.
wrong, dude. I don't know.
Well, I think you're right, man. I think it shouldn't have went through, and I think it was sneaky, and I think it was planned. I think it was
Now
planned.
here's where it gets funny.
Yeah.
So after the vote passes, JB just she just like steamroller, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Well, it doesn't.
Here we go. She gonna ask for the head of the table, man.
Right. Well, we know how she operates,
Here we
man.
go.
You know.
Here
We
we
know
go,
how-
man.
Do you know who I am, Chris?
Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Do you know who I am? Do you really know who I am?
Do you want to know a little bit about me? No, I don't.
Don't really care. Don't really care.
It is simple.
What? Here we go.
As long as you keep your microphone on.
Turn the mic on.
Yeah.
All right.
She wants to move, and then they pass the gavel.
Yep.
okay.
Now she goes into.
Okay, thank you. And I hope
Oh,
to,
here. I can't listen
not
to this
disappoint
again.
you. think
I
that
encourage
maybe
everybody to
this
go
is-
out there and
to
watch
me,
this and tell
this-
me if this is not jacked up, doesn't follow their rules of behavior. It's a plant, and on top of it, I'd be asking some questions. I don't know. Let's see. This individual who was just recently nominated and appointed illegitimately to the Rules and Regulations Committee. Works with Bella Vista Community Television channel,
I don't know.
right?
Yeah.
The same Bella Vista Community TV that was promoting donations, 501(c) nonprofit, promoting donations for political candidate Mayor Peter Christie. She was also the campaign manager / treasurer for Peter Christie's campaign for state senate, right? Cool beans, whatever. Don't see a problem. Rumor has it she was also passing out vote for Peter Christie campaign material, wearing a button and all at a city council meeting while she was in performance of her community television 501(c) nonprofit duties at the city council meeting around that time frame. Cool beans, whatever. I don't know. Ethics, maybe. I don't know. Those freaking pesky words like ethics, man. And accountability and transparency and I don't know, morals.
Doug just looks so
I believe she's also
uncomfortable there.
I believe you received a phone call from her regarding the right? You received a phone call.
yeah.
I guess she's a city she's on the planning committee. She's a commissioner for the city as well.
I know.
What the heck is going on with this individual? Somebody's a social butterfly or somebody's freaking controlling it. I think we found the person behind the curtain, man. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Could
I
be.
don't know, right?
It could be, man.
But she's also out there encouraging people to, vote yes.
Well, I'll
versus
tell you,
just
man.
encouraging people to vote yes for 3 for 3.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, it's just dysfunction at its best, man. I mean, it's just plain old dysfunction. There's no two ways around it.
I don't know anymore.
Every
All
time
I
you turn
gotta say,
around,
all I gotta say, man, is like, if you guys are okay with this, so be it.
Yeah.
If you're okay with this, so be it. But I have a really this is the problem with a lot of institutions is we keep putting the same bad actors in
Yeah,
positions
and they
of
are,
power.
and they are, yeah.
And when they go on after they get nominated for 20 minutes, sit there and talk about all the good stuff they're doing, and then start, well, what can we get on top of right now? Well, there's one thing that needs to be done real quick, right? She's also doing interviews with the COO. I mean,
Yeah.
like in the know with JB Portillo, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's embarrassing, man. When it comes down to it, we know, man. We know what we're dealing with.
I know. I see it.
Yeah,
I can
I
see
mean-
clearly now. So on that note, I think we're just going to wrap this podcast up with one zinger, and we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
All right.
And this is, obviously there's a vote going on in the new rules and regulations. Chairman wants to, encourage people to vote yes, not just vote, right? Vote how,
Yeah.
I would say vote how your heart or your paycheck, your wallet, bank account allows you to vote.
Right.
That's it.
Totally agree.
We'll play this. We'll be right back. See you soon.
Hey there, Mark. I am a fellow Bella Vistan, and I'm just making a call to make sure that you know that we have an assessment increase coming up starting August the 10th through October the 4th.
Get off the phone. Get off the fucking phone.
Right.
And we're very much hoping that you will vote yes, but we are absolutely wanting you to vote no matter which way you vote, because we would need a 51% quorum, or we would have to do the assessment over again. So anyway, if you have any questions at all, please call the PLA, and we do hope that you vote yes. Thank you.
How about no, you crazy Dutch bastard?
Oh, snap. Yeah. We see exactly who you are. We see what you're doing. We see how many bad actors you're hanging out with, how
Right.
many little organizations you're wanting to be Little Miss Busybody in.
It's the same old retread. We talked about this before, Chris, before we finish up tonight. And we need fresh blood in there. It's the same old actors, the same old dog and pony show. It's 2022, man. Hang it up. Okay. I mean, it's a joke, You don't have the best interest of the city.
I don't
or the
know, having your
POA.
hair, just the front part of your head, dyed like freaking 30 freaking colors is a joke too. But whatever, man, whatever works. Peacock. I'm sorry, man. This ain't all. I'm just going to say that. This ain't all that I know. Right?
Yeah.
So, all I got to say, there wasn't no second. This is illegitimate. Everybody needs to show up to that POA meeting.
Have more discussion
and call it
on
out.
Right.
Till then, we'll see you on the flip side. I don't know. Maybe we're going to pop up live tomorrow. I don't know. We're going to play. We're not going to be so predictable anymore. You don't know what's coming.
Right.
We'll just see. We'll see you next Friday for sure, though. Right?
Yeah. All right, brother.
Till then, stay happy, healthy, humble, safe. Stay away from that monkeypox. We'll get you.
Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
If I can find the button, brother, we will be getting on out of here. Gotta find it, though. I think it's this one. We'll see.
Everybody, come take my hand, come take my hand. We'll walk this road together.